So it's summer 2023, the holidays are upon us, and the big question is, how are you going to keep everyone entertained? What are you going to do? Especially when you've got London and you're thinking, do you know what, I really fancy going there, but I'm not sure what to do. Well, stay watching because we've got 5 fantastic things to do in London summer 2023. So don't let that summer break become a headache. Here's some ideas and tips to go and enjoy your time in London. And here we go with number 1.
So this is our first suggestion, and these are not in any particular order, but we just wanted to give you 5 so you can then choose what you go and do. So our first one is Frameless. Now this is near Marble Arch, and it's 4 different art rooms with completely different emphasis within each room. Now this one is probably the most interactive of all the rooms, and what you can see is on the walls you've got the different art designs, and they go through different colours. Then what happens is they all merge then onto the floor like this. And then as all the paint then spreads across the floor in this particular room, so it's not available in the other rooms, but in this particular room, it then goes into piles. And then just look what you can do with these piles, and you're encouraged to do so. Are you ready? Come on, cue person. There you go. Here they come. Then as you walk through the leaves, there you go, it's just like walking through leaves. So the paint all of a sudden disappears, and then it gets reused because it then goes back onto the walls. There you go, that's even more effective, that person walking through quite quickly, and then it produces another painting. And there you go, you've got a Van Gogh over here. So you've got about 20 different pictures that go up on the wall, they all come down on the floor and then go back up again. So it's a great transition between. Now, each room is somewhere between 15 to 25 minutes in length, and as I said, there are 4 completely different rooms. We're going to give you a taste of 3 of them and leave one as a complete surprise for you, but also you're not timed, so you can go in and out as many times as you want. And also at Frameless there's a cafe area as well, so if you fancy doing all 4, go for a drink and then go and do all 4 again, do so. You're not limited to a time at all, and that's another brilliant thing about Frameless. So your ticket isn't just for one go, you can go as many times as you like, and I love that effect that they leave on the wall. It feels like you're just looking at a blank canvas. There you go, that's some impressive walking through. Now you are really encouraged to do this, and what's really funny is everyone is really reticent to start with, and then once one person goes, all of a sudden everyone gets up and has a go at kicking the potential leaves. Really great, nice and interactive. Okay, let's pop to the next room. In this room, they take all of the different types of art and they project it onto screens. So what you're looking at is light projection onto the screens to give you the art. And then they blow that art up into different shapes. And as you can see, they just sort of move it around. Now there's music as well that goes with all of this in all the rooms, but obviously we can't play that on YouTube. Otherwise YouTube won't like us and give us a nasty ping. So we don't want that. Also, the great thing in this room as well is there are benches going right round the outside. So once again, you can come and sit in here, take in the art that's being projected, and then off you go. Right, third room. This probably is one of my favourites. So as far as interactive is concerned, it's not, but with this makes you feel like you are right bang in the centre of the art. Now this is a Canaletto, and as you can see it's St Mark's Square, so it's over in Venice. But as I'm just sort of scooting round, you actually get the feel, and you can see here that you actually feel like you are in the middle of this art piece. Now as you go through, they've got different art pieces that sort of project on the walls. You've got a couple of benches as well, and as you can see with people sitting on the floor, you're encouraged to do that. But the brilliant thing is the transition between the different pictures as well, and they are so realistic because when you're in the middle, as you can see here, it's transforming from St Mark's Square into the middle of an ocean, and the waves are going up and down. So if you suffer from seasickness, hold on to your bench because it really does make you feel that way. Only if you're in there for quite some time, okay? So you don't need to take the seasickness tablets before you go in there. Right, the other thing also to add is they're always changing the art around as well. So when we film this, there may well be different art forms that you'll see that are in there. So this piece may not be in there. I'm not doing a great job of selling this, am I? But this room is fantastic because you really do feel like you are in the middle of it. So not only have you got the ship here in the middle of the storm, but as you look up, look what's happening with the weather above you. Yes, you've got lightning. So with that and the dramatic music that they have as well, these are brilliant places to be. For our second thing to do, we're going outside, only to start with, and we're not buying designer handbags in Belgravia from Anya Hindmarch. No, what we're doing is we're going to go inside and buy an ice cream. And the reason I've just shown you Anya Hindmarch is because she's opened up a designer ice cream store with these different flavours. And when I say these different flavours, get ready because I'm going to list them. This year is the second year that she's done this ice cream pop-up shop, but believe you me, the flavours are just as wacky as they were last year. So this year you can get Ambrosia rice pudding, Bird's Eye Petit Pois, Blue Dragon Original Sweet Chili, there's Branston flavour, there you go, you can see the Heinz Tomato ketchup there. You've also got Kellogg's Cocoa Pops, Kellogg's Rice Krispies, Kikkoman Soya Sauce, KP Original Salted Peanuts, Malden Salt, McVitie's Digestives, Tiptree Lemon Curd, Ribena, and also Warburton's Crumpets. So these are all of the different flavours that you can get when you come down here. Now, you can buy them by the tub, but if you're not living anywhere near London, by the time you get home it'll be a big sloppy mess. But what you can also do when you go in there is you can purchase it by the scoop, and a scoop is £3.50. And they give you a fairly big sized tub. Now, if you didn't see the live stream that Jaden and I did when we were doing a taste test, I'll put a link to that up in the top right hand corner for you, so you can see that. But I can tell you that we had the digestive, we also had the crumpet, and we also had the Cocoa Pops, and they were delicious. So there you go, this is inside, and as you can see, everything is kept in the freezer because of course it is ice cream. So what would you try? Let us know in the comments down below. Which flavours would you give a go? And also, which one would you be adventurous to really try? Which are not your common or garden ones that we went safe on, okay? So what would you go for? If you're looking for the shop, it's in the centre of Belgravia. Just put in the village Belgravia and that's where you'll find this ice cream shop. And also I can tell you, avoid peak times because it's already been reported that there's massive queues going down the street, which is why you've already got that queuing system ready outside. But when we came down here, we literally walked straight in and were served immediately. Go on, give a flavour a go. For our third thing to do this summer is also another indoor thing, and it's here. It's called the Twist Museum, and the reason I'm showing you this is because it's right next to Oxford Circus. Now, when you get inside, you've got all sorts of different illusionary things to come and see. So it really is one of these places where you can let your imagination run wild, as it pretty much says there, but also it's real trick of the eye stuff. So a great place to come and spend a morning or an afternoon. And here they've just sucked all the light out of the room. So believe it or not, these things are normally colourful, but there isn't a single colour to be seen here. You can imagine the colours, but you can't see them. Now this is brilliant. So is this a coloured painting? So you look at it and think, yeah, it is. But when you look up close, the painting is in black and white, and actually it's just the diagonals that are coloured. But from further away, it doesn't look that. So it's all different sorts of things to trick the eye and different illusions. And this is brilliant because this looks like it's on the move. So it's turning, but it's just that illusion of the whole thing is sort of more flexible than it is. And that is a solid metal bar. Okay, so into this room changes your perspective, and it's really weird because unbelievably these are 4 normal walls, but the sort of the way that the walls are done completely disorientates you. Now, what I really would recommend, things like the Twist Museum, some of the other places we're going to show you, and also Frameless, make sure you book your tickets in advance, and if you can, avoid the weekends, because we found it's cheaper to go during the week. So all you need to do is Google the places, and you can then book your tickets online, but do avoid the peak times of the weekends. Okay, here's the final illusion to show you, and no, it's not a massive pair of trainers, this is a flat painting, but if you get your perspective right, it really does look like a pair of shoes hanging from the wall, especially with the shadows underneath it. And here you get the full perspective of it. For this exhibition, we're at the Royal Geographic Society, which is up by the Natural History Museum and the Science Museum in Kensington, and is completely free. So another great thing to do this summer. So some of the things we've shown you, you have to pay an entrance fee, but in London, don't be fooled. There are so many fantastic free things that you can do. So this is just one example, and these photos are here available for everyone to see. But how do you find out what's going on in London, and especially those free things? Well, the good news is I've linked to our latest episode where we look at what's on in London during August 2023, with so many free things to do as well, so many free exhibitions and things that the children will really love doing, as well as the whole family. So all you need to do, listen to that, pick out some of the things and go to London and go and do loads and loads of free stuff.
One thing you can do in the summer is go to free exhibitions like this one.
And next to our fifth and final thing you can do this summer in London. So Dopamine Land has opened fairly recently, within the last 6 months or so, and it's over in South Kensington, which is over near the Natural History Museum, the Science Museum, etc. And believe you me, this will help you with your dopamine levels in all aspects. So as you go around, you've got different rooms that you go in, and these are all scientifically proven to help you increase your dopamine levels in different places. Now, the first room you come to is a meditation room, so we couldn't bring you that, but the next room you come to is this. Now, this is what you call the musical squares, and as you can see, you've got lots and lots of musical squares which you can sort of dance on, and as you do dance on them, it produces different sounds and you produce your own tunes. And here is Jaden constructing his own tune. So we go from music to this, which is infinite karma. Now when you come in here, all you've got really are lights which are hanging from the ceiling, but they all change colour, and because the room is completely mirrored, you've got all of the reflection going around you and it gives you this amazing effect. So Dopamine Land, you've got to remember, is not just for children, it's for adults as well. And this ball pit was, well, it has to be, the piece de la resistance. It was absolutely incredible. I spent 5 minutes in here just literally throwing myself into these plastic balls and being allowed to do so. Yes, I've been to some messy play places where I've been kicked out. There you go. And there's proof of me having fun in there. So a great place. Also, you can have a pillow fight as well. And that was amazing. Now, once you've done your time in Dopamine Land and done all the different rooms, you've got a fantastic area to come and chill out after, where you can take loads and loads of photos, put them up to Instagram, and also have a drink and a bite to eat as well. Nice way to relax after, well, basically you get very hot in there, but it's a brilliant thing to come and do.
So what did you think of our 5 different things to do in London, and which would you go? And alternatively, have you got any other great suggestions? Now also, don't forget, if you go back to our London Lookabout, where we look at the events that are going on in our live stream for August, you'll see there's a whole host of things that you can do. A lot of them are free to do in London. So do let us know in the comments down below which you would do. Now, I put a link in the top right hand corner to our visit to the Natural History Museum, which is another great place to go, but giving you tips of some things to do there at this free museum that other people don't necessarily do. So if you click on that, I'll see you in there.